and unmute.
Alrighty. Hello everyone. It has been a couple of weeks. We're back with Tears of Kairos. Tears of Kairos, where they are currently running around Ixalon, which is basically Dinosaur Central, which is super fun for those of us that like dinosaurs. We're going to do a quick run around here. I'm Neysa does cosplay. I am your DM, Game Master, Dungeon Master, Dinosaur Master, and do your thing,
I am a Ninja Spence 21. I will be playing Zhonya Embersong, the Fire Genasi Chronologist, and just also her cute, adorable puppy Zorina. And since that Nate
got polymorphed into a dog.
Warhammer is not here, then I shall be playing Tal'gor as well.
And I'm Arten Dawnwatcher. I'm Jed Harris. I'm playing Arten Dawnwatcher, the lean-in biter. The fighter bard.
I think I'd go barter.
Nope, he's a biter.
Chomp chomp.
That's it. That's all I got. That's all
Okay. And I'm Hewitt or Miro. Don't ever call me by my handle.
No.
And I will be playing Fil'verl Ettin, the Astral Elf Sorlock.
Alrighty. So. Oh
That's
no, not toffee in
That's
your
what I
tea.
do.
Coffee in the tea.
Alright, since your DM is still behind after her vacation on actually making sure she's got everything she wanted for tonight, would y'all do a roundtable recap?
Alright, so we went to Dinosaur Land after finding out that some of us could cause fire breath, some of us could now cast magic, some of us could do even better magic. Tal'gor can talk even better.
No, actually no.
And then he lost the ability.
Then
he lost the ability to talk
because he got a belt that made him all buff.
And he can only understand Infernal.
Yeah.
So we are back to a communication disorder. Then we went to Ixalon.
We all got wet.
Yeah, we all landed in the water.
But not in the fun way.
No. I had a rather large cat and chainmail land upon me.
I mean, that Fire Genasi that goes swimming.
We landed into the water. We swam to the shore. We followed a trail. We went towards some ruins.
Mm-hmm.
Then followed a blood trail into said ruins, where we found a group of pirates getting attacked by some little bitty, dinosaur, raptor type things. And
actual velociraptors.
Before I got to swing my mighty blade, every one of them burned up in a fiery.
No, it was actually a gravity sinkhole.
Oh, gravity sinkhole! You picked them all up and then smashed them on the ground. They all died immediately. So we saved the pirate's life. They still didn't trust us.
They were kind of dicks.
Yeah. I was going to
try
to revive somebody, but I'm like, okay, she can do it.
They're shits.
And then some dinosaur riders.
Well, the whole ass Spinosaurus.
Yeah, that that
showed up, and we're like, you know what? In our fight, this one.
That this.
So we backed up, adopted a little goblin.
Furry goblin.
Monkey goblin. Adopted him into our
Let's be honest, we have a oversized capuchin monkey that can talk with us now.
Yep. We all swiped a little bit of something, and
I got a robe.
You got a robe. I got a little bit of gold in the bangle. And then we paired up with the dinosaur riding people, who are the sun people.
Yes,
Empire of the Sun.
Empire of the Sun, and then
they paired up with them, and we're heading back to their village, which is 2 days out.
4 days.
I thought it was 2 days walk there.
No, it was 4 days.
4 days. It was about a 3 or 4 day trip.
Yeah.
We're going to split the diff and say 3. 3 is easy to remember.
So and we know the direction we gotta go, but apparently we gotta go through You Gonna Die Land.
Yeah.
Also, we have no map for the entire place.
We have no map, and then they had.
And that was the main reason. I was like, maybe we should go there to at least get a map, because right now we're just like this direction. Strixhaven was nice because there's lots of people to talk to, and you at least had an idea of what was going on. This one is like we're in a freaking jungle, and
we got to deal with whatever.
I don't want to walk into death directly.
All right.
Maybe indirectly, but not directly.
So, since I failed to give very many names for the Sun Empire warriors that are accompanying you.
Yeah, we didn't stop and ask what their names were when they were attacking. We just
Um,
backed away.
I figured they were
It is.
hot, spicy.
It is morning, and basically y'all were getting underway. So just to make life easy, I'm gonna go ahead and do this for you because some of these are a bit crazy on the spelling.
It will be
Because-
spelled phonetically in my notebook and no other way.
Mesoamerican.
Kevin. We all hate Kevin.
Kevin and Calvin.
I'm naming that one Bob. How are you gonna call him Bob?
We are going to name that the druid guy Luther, because he just is a Luther.
Seems like a little.
He has some Luther energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Licking the thing.
Oh, that was a big flicker in the living room.
Stretching out. About to find a place to go nap nap.
Which is directly behind you on the tallest pile of pillows.
Like a boss.
Nope,
All right.
he's going to go into a little cove.
These are your NPC names.
Hey.
We have Juan,
One.
because that's the easiest one I came up with last week.
Yeah.
We have Namakwi, the druid. Nopaltsin is another one of the warriors. And this is where I'm gonna do fun things because linguistics are fun. Wet Koyosh, because TLs are pronounced because that's fun. And then Heklo.
More time?
Heklo.
Piccolo, got it.
And your Spinosaurus friend is Nokli.
Knuckly.
Okay, so this whole prescription of friends we have here.
I just wanted the excuse to roll on the Mesoamerican tables name tables in Xanabar.
Not to be disrespectful whatsoever, but I have to write them in my book the way I will look at it and be able to pronounce it correctly, or at least semi-correctly.
Yep.
So, I'm sorry, name number 4, but
We're just
in
gonna
my
call you Coyote.
you said what?
Way Koyosh.
Yeah, and my notebook says wet coils because wet coil is as close as I'm gonna get. So I'm gonna wet coils. That's what we're going.
Okay, so what Phil is going to remember
Pick one.
is going to remember Juan,
Yep, we're all gonna one.
name, nope, koi, tie, and not the dino. That is what Phil is going to remember here.
This is beautiful.
Uh,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
they're gonna kill us.
The one that I'm sorry, but the actual pronunciation for nope.
Nopaltsin.
No pots in.
No pots in. No pots in. So
No pots
narc, narc, narc.
No pots in.
I'm sorry, anybody
None
out there.
So yeah, TLs are supposed to be pronounced, and so axolotl is not axolotl, it's ashloth.
Actual. Sounds harsh.
I feel
You just got cursed. You just got cursed.
I feel like I need the hakalugi because you said that.
It's not all the way in here though. It's like in the side of like between your cheek and your teeth.
My cheeks don't do that.
It's weird.
I can't even roll an R, so I'm gonna white people this tortilla.
Tortilla.
No.
No, my mom does tortilla.
Oh!
And but the worst one is quesodilla.
Oh!
She pronounces the L in salmon.
Salmon.
Case
My sister has
gentleman.
worked kitchens and wait staff for almost 20 years since she was in
Where
high
are
school.
we, DM? Because
Salmon quesodilla.
where are we?
Oh, I forgot
I'm sorry, Twitch, don't
to
ban
load
us.
your ambient noises.
I'm just saying, like that's.
Tina, go eat your dinner. Gosh.
Okay.
I tried to feed the damn llama tuna fish casserole.
You can't feed Pudge tuna. All right. So.
Fix yourself quesodilla.
Okay. What we're gonna do, just to kind of
Please let us meet Uncle Rico.
streamline all of this is since you guys are traveling with a party of Sun Empire scouts and warriors, and their giant Spinosaurus friend, Nochley.
Not the dino.
Most of the other wildlife are not going to cause too much ruckus. Nochley is...
There's a 25-foot tall monster from the Paleozoic era. Not the actual Paleozoic era, I believe it's later, but...
Nochley is
The
an
rules
apex
of the
predator.
jungle apply. Is apex predator. See, I'm over here thinking rules of the jungle apply, so therefore there should be something big enough to eat this. But
Not in the jungle.
I didn't know
On the
that
plains,
this was a.
yes.
Is this a carnivore?
Yes.
It's a Spinosaur.
Yeah.
Big
She looked
Big,
like this.
big fan dino from second
is a
second
Pokemon.
Jurassic Park movie.
She
Okay.
pretty and she looked like
It's
this.
a
She got
Pokemon.
alligator garmouth.
That's a Pokemon.
Alligator garmouth. Got it.
In any case, yes. So your travel whilst you're with this group of individuals is actually going to be pretty straightforward. You can set watches with them overnight, of course, but essentially there's not going to be any real encounters until y'all make it to the capital in 3 days. So. If y'all would like some role play time with these individuals, questions or whatnot, you can do so. Otherwise, we're going to kind of time skip ahead to y'all's arrival at the capital.
The only thing Phil's gonna. Alright, for personal reasons, I need to know exactly how tough is a Tyrannosaur?
Juan says, which kind?
Rex.
Wait, but
Which
there's
kind?
Wait, but there's other types.
Wait, hold up. I'm not gonna lie. I must collect some teeth and at least one claw from a Tyrannosaurus Rex. I didn't know they come in different types.
Wait.
So
Is there a spot where like they get their teeth cleaned or removed or replaced?
I don't think.
We
Yeah,
have-
there's totally the dynast.
You can just.
Speaking of which, everybody needs to remember inspiration,
Let's
even
go
though that
for
was
mine.
not worth
Yeah.
it.
let's go for the night. There is an elite group of Allosaurus trainers. They are the more functional version of a large bipedal meat eater.
Right. And then Phil's just going to do prestidigitation to make a small facsimile of what Ushel showed him. And this one.
We don't, those are scavengers. We don't train those.
Right. But this is what I was told to get. I just need to know how tough.
They're pretty tough, but they can be brought down easy. They're very top heavy.
So
Right. Okay.
wait. She does know that you could die, right?
Doesn't all gods?
So she
Like, I don't think...
but the thing is, like, when if you got a pretty rock, the earth isn't fighting you for it,
Sometimes it does.
but this one definitely will.
Alright? I'm pretty sure she's assuming I'm going to rope 1 to 2 of you in on this.
She's probably.
She's not my god.
I don't know.
No,
what your
but
God says.
I've become slightly attached to you. I remember. At least Tal'gor, I saved him.
Just don't go picking fights when no one's ready.
Oh, like, I'm going to... Makes it again, like, just shows a little version of Phil getting munched by the T-Rex. Like, I'm going to walk up and just start a fight with that.
I don't want you to walk up, startle that, and then bring it back to us when we're not ready for it.
I'm not going to do that. We're walking... If anyone comes with me, we're walking in open eyes, not blind. I'm not going to throw this at you randomly. Have I thrown something at you randomly other than cinnamon?
The cinnamon was bad enough. I think that should be counted.
That they are always like this. It is okay.
That's fine. I have younger brothers. It's fine.
I mean that. So what was the name of? So
Nothing.
was just
We're
like
fine.
one of the pirate groups that y'all had apprehended and taken care of.
The Brazen Coalition has staged a few raids along the Golden Coast over the last few weeks. This was a splinter force that tried to come around and flank through the inner sea. We were dispatched to track them down.
So how?
Killed.
So then that like how often
We
do that
suffer enough
happen?
pirates to live. Yes.
So how often does that happen? That
Often enough to be a normal occurrence. Most of them are repelled in the bay or caught when they land. They're not exactly the stealthiest crews. They more favor the full frontal assaults, shall we say. It's not exactly functional, but they have the numbers to throw, so that's what they do.
They full frontal assault a group of armored people who train dinosaurs.
Most of our dinosaurs do not fare well in the water.
Okay.
The plesiosaurs are very, very hard to train.
Okay. They fight their own tactics in the water. Okay. I was thinking full frontal assault on land versus the dinosaurs. Like that sounds dumb.
Bad.
Very dumb. Sounds
They-
very,
they
very
Sounds like
fire-
they're really good at smash and grab.
They fire cannons from their boats against the shore. We defend and repel the landing parties.
I mean that
Alright.
a cannon.
Shock and awe. That's what they do.
Yeah. It'd be nice to have a boat though.
Well then that you know that I am pretty sure that you know that. And just like one more question now while we are traveling.
Stealing if I was
What kind of magic do y'all use, if any?
salvage.
Let me actually double check the actual
Hold hands with the boat.
information
We're gonna
before I
have to-
misrepresent.
But if we get enough people all holding hands around the boat,
I don't know if that would work, but then we would just have a boat in the middle of a field. Remember where we landed last
but then we have a clubhouse in the middle of the field that's a boat.
You want us to live on a boat?
The boys are talking.
Phil's gonna look over at Zhonya,
Sexism.
be like, then just like the second he says that, Phil's just like, well, I think I have to go do some gym work now.
No, I was talking about the boat. We might need a boat.
I'm not getting set on fire.
She will remember that.
The question was what type of magic?
Yes.
I assume you mean where we draw magic power
Phil?
from.
Yes. Yes.
Most of
He ain't
the-
sticking around for that.
Most of the magic users are either of a clerical nature, or some of them specifically like Namakui there, draw specifically from nature itself.
Okay.
There are a few. I've heard of a few bards, but I don't get out that much to the parties. But for the most part, it's that kind of drawing from something. There's not a lot of. There's a very few wizards. I've heard they have a very small guild in one of the back corners somewhere in the capital.
Alright, thank you for that. I may have to check that out. I will let y'all be on your merry way.
So we're heading the same
Right,
way.
right. I mean, just letting you
Don't
know.
let Dewey jump. Don't let Dewey jump.
Yeah, he jumped.
Poor boy. I need to actually pull up the actual map again so I can see what the hell I'm at.
I didn't know he was gonna want to jump so much.
Yeah.
I thought there was gonna be some kind of stutter so I could slowly
I
scoot
had
him
thought
up.
that he was just gonna just be asleep here the entire time.
No.
He saw me move, and he heard all the squeaking.
Why'd you move?
Because my child was leaning the rocking chair that's usually my office chair all the way
Oh.
back and twisting it and flipping it around while playing with Legos in another room. So,
I mean that, you know, just to the group. So, after we visit the capital and then procure a map, what are we going to do next?
Well, as I was saying, if there's a waterway that can go around the jump, we could use a boat.
I mean that
it would
be
avoid the
option.
Shadowland area they're talking about.
Maybe we might be able to go around it in the river, so that we know that there are waterways that go on different directions and stuff. Maybe we could use that, because we do know that wherever we're going can be attacked by a boat, and therefore water's adjacent.
Right. I mean then that.
Unless the
Oh, we
boats
don't-
fly.
I mean
we don't
that.
know that where we exactly need to go is 100% boat accessible, but it will speed it up.
I mean that.
But we also don't know that it's directly in this line right there. It could be on the other side of the whole thing.
I mean that if that we
I'm not
was.
saying no to a boat.
I mean, if that we was able to procure a boat or something, that I could try to use some of my old study notes and stuff to try to fashion up maybe our own naval defense, like a cannon or something.
And I've worked on a ship before. It'll just take me one
I
strand
have
stick.
absolutely no experience in this. I assumed we were going to hire somebody to help.
Oh,
with
what I'm
the-
saying is
the
I-
crew, but
Give us one nap. Well, not one nap, one trance. And I'll know everything I need to know about doing a boat again. I just won't remember how to work jewels.
will she be okay with that?
Probably not for the short term, but I can just do it the next day again and go back to knowing jewels.
Okay.
Okay.
Means to an end, I suppose.
I mean, it's a possibility.
You know, we got to find the boat first and see if it's even accessible by looking at the map. But it's an idea. It's an idea.
Yeah,
Right.
but
Rephrase that. No, I would not lose my ability to use gems. I would lose my abilities to use alchemist supplies, which I have forgotten this entire time I knew how to use.
I mean that, you know,
Big ones are hard toffee with almonds. The little squares are either peanut butter or caramel, and then there's walnuts.
like worst case scenario that from just judging by what they said about this brazen core. That the brazen coalition, that that those naval vagabonds, I don't know what they're gonna do.
Oh, hold on. What's the name of the goblin again? I didn't write it down.
Grog.
Grog. Grog.
Grog.
Aye.
What can you tell us about your kin? Your folks that you came with? Like, what's their MO? What do
I'm
they
not
do?
a pirate.
No,
I said I'm not a pirate.
no.
Right?
They kidnapped you and forced you against your will to travel with them.
Right.
What did they do?
Hunted treasure.
How?
Diving.
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 Yes.
Why were you... Y'all were in the middle of They were in the middle of a jungle. Why are they diving in the middle of a jungle?
No. We only... Because... Shipwreck.
They're
Diving
only
in
in the
the
jungle
water.
because the shipwreck.
Alright.
But the. Okay.
What
Where-
caused the shipwreck?
Where were you diving?
Ascanda.
Ascanda.
Wait, that's the marsh boat.
No. It's a sunken city.
Ascanda Underwater City.
You spelled it way better than I would have.
I had just spelled it just like Ascanda, so
I know the magic
I
card.
would have been playing. I would have written Ask Ghana.
I know the magic card. It's a good card.
well, I mean that it's just something to just basically
Yeah, just basically.
And then we went up the river.
Right?
And then the river folk were shooting at us.
So Asgant
Shooting at them. Shooting at.
Yes.
Shooting at them.
At them.
Yes, at them. But Ascanta's not in the river.
No.
Could you take us to Ascanta?
Yes.
I'm getting a little sidetracked, but there's gold involved.
Hey.
It's way down at the
sunken city, and the hole in the log in the bottom of the sea.
Yes.
Right.
Well,
I feel like my accents and voices have shifted in the last 2 weeks.
It happens. Trust me.
It happens.
If we went 2 weeks without doing this, this would come back way worse than it already is.
I mean that I would not mind a little bit of sightseeing, but don't forget we are on precious time.
Right. But here's the thing. We're going back. We're going to find out what where, right?
Yes.
How to avoid bad place.
Yeah.
And maybe get a boat if it's faster equipped. Do they have flying dinosaurs?
I would assume.
I would assume.
Yes.
Right, so maybe
They're
we can...
snappy.
Hold up.
They're snappy. That's bad.
Hold up.
That's
No.
Yes.
No,
That's
no.
bad.
Here's the thing. Which is cooler? Having a boat, or we can totally hold hands with a dinosaur.
I'm not taking
we-
a dinosaur back with us.
No.
Oh, now I
No.
kind of want to.
We are not getting a pet dino. No.
We are not trainers.
No, I'm not saying that.
We don't-
Just when we get back, we need a mode of transportation.
We can name it. We can just name it Zebus.
You know.
I was going to name it Delta. Look at where we're at right now.
Okay, so
Probably would lose all of our items, though.
Okay, let's just get there and we'll roll with it when we get there. Like I don't.
Right.
Nope. I got you this time.
We
I
got.
got you this time. Oh no. You wanna go say hi?
No.
There you go.
There you go.
Go say hi.
Right.
We'll get there. We'll cross that bridge. When we get to that bridge, now we're just making up ideas.
I mean that.
There might be no flying dinosaurs, no boats. We just gotta walk. Okay, so let's just figure it out first.
I mean,
But you got my hopes up.
that we have been walking this entire time. So.
Yeah.
So what's more good for just your calves? And that is a wrong accent.
That's nice, though. Oh, that
Yes.
one had a little bit of soap.
Yes, and it almost made me sound like you a little
Yeah.
bit.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. But I just say that we just get most of the information we can, and then go from there.
Alright. Okay.
I mean, it would be nice that if we
3 days.
that we could try to find a folding boat or something.
And we march all day
Folding
and we
boat.
won't go.
A folding boat.
Yes.
Boats that fold.
Yes.
Aye.
Up in like Strixhaven.
They're not
but,
uncommon.
You know, it's just
Actually, I think they might be rare.
it's basically like a little pocket boat that just flops out.
Depending on the type you get,
Well, now
You can-
I
here's
gotta
a-
see that.
you can go all the way from a rowboat to one time I saw a dude sneeze and he grabbed the wrong thing and a whole galleon shot out of his face. He was fine because, it unfolded after he sneezed and it blew away.
No. I am against that coming out of someone's face.
No, hold on. Caveat to that, if you had a folding boat, all of a sudden we find a whole bunch of, fire asses people that want to fight us, you just throw it out there and it lands on them. And then you can fold it right back up.
Or you could just pick them up and throw them on the ground.
Alright.
Just saying, you crush like a whole army with a warboat that falls out the
We
air.
could talk like this for hours.
Yeah, we're just, this is assuming this is over multiple days at this point.
Right. So on the morning, so overnight, on the second night, you all stayed in a valley populated by primarily large herbivorous dinosaurs. Various different kinds, all sorts, horns and clubbed tails and bony plates on their backs, long necks, whole kinds of different things. Juan and the crew would have given you a bit of nature lessons. They would have told you that this place is kind of known as the Vale of Ixalon. And
Veil of Icky.
Sticky.
La da 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 da. It's the D-I-N-O.
And the following morning, Shaikalel, one of the younger members of the group would have been sent to essentially run ahead. Once y'all kind of were heading down the trail through the mountains, to essentially provide forewarning of foreigners being escorted into the capital. By the late afternoon, you all would be down out of the mountains finally, and crossing a large open plain toward a tiered and arched city in the distance. A lot of the same structures that you saw in the ruined city where you initially landed are present here and in full repair. The large arched walkways, more than double human height at some points, to allow the ubiquitous dinosaurs to be sharing the streets with their
We're
human
in Dinotopia.
It's Dinotopia. The city itself, the capital, is Part2.
We have spelled it the best we can. You don't have to.
If I don't put this down, it's going to
Pa-cha-kupa.
Tupa.
Tupa.
I like your version better because I know there's going to be a turtle dragon that.
And then we are going to have Dennis Hopper.
Oh, I completely forgot about that movie until you just did that to me.
I had listened to a podcast about it. Fun stuff. But anyway, DM.
In Pachatupa, and you're essentially being escorted by your same the same group. The Spinosaurus is still coming along quite docilely. It's not really. It hasn't been a vicious monster at all this entire time. If Nate had been here, I had a whole thing where essentially the Spinosaurus seems very, very interested in Nate, in Tal'gor, because Tal'gor he's a scaly boy. Since Nate's not here, that has to wait.
I'm pretty sure we all tried to give the Spinosaurus scritches.
Of course, and Knockney quite welcomes the scritches, especially right here, because she's very itchy spot. But you all are escorted through the city, up a few of the built-up tiers on this walled and arched city. You're led to the essentially the palace. It's kind of built like your typical Mesoamerican like temple, very square and rectangular pyramid setup. You're led to this palace and into a central audience chamber of sorts, where you're presented by Juan and crew to Empress Nawafel. And she is a very striking, dark-skinned woman, very prominent cheekbones, bright green eyes, wearing a feathered headdress with gold trimmings and fastenings. Yes.
Is she thick though?
She thick. she thick.
All I'm seeing is Road to El Dorado right now.
You're not wrong. It's all a very similar aesthetic.
With dinos.
With dinosaurs. And Juan essentially reports that they found these foreigners whilst they were finishing the.
Like we were just on the side of the road. I found this.
Found them in the same company with the pirates, but obviously not with the pirates. Took care of the Brazen Coalition as ordered, and then basically offered the assistance of the Empire as these individuals are searching for something that may or may not be in the Demon Lands to the southwest. And after giving his report, Empress Nawafu essentially provides commendation, good work, soldier, and sends him and his crew on their way. You all are essentially left in the audience chamber with the Empress. She has a couple of guards behind her. There are tapestries hung on the walls. Roll me perceptions, if you would.
Perception.
Hey! 14.
13.
Okay. Tal'gor got a 16, Zorina got a 12, and Zhonya had got a 8.
Okay.
Tal'gor knows the most.
Tal'gor, Phil, Arten, as each of you were kind of listening to Juan give his report and just kind of taking in the space. Every so often, a few of the tapestries would kind of billow out as if there are passageways behind them. Every so often, it would seem like someone is watching from different tapestries around this space. The couple of guards that you can see are probably not the only guards. We're actually going to change music now since y'all are in.
Like this, we're walking through and there's Scooby-Doo portraits on the wall, just...
Yep.
Let me actually grab this, I think. No,
Well, that's good.
We'll grab this.
Salt. There was salt on that one.
Yeah, it was next to a caramel, wasn't it?
Probably. I like the
Try
salt.
that. So, okay. As
I don't know why that was funny.
as Juan and the others take their leave, the Empress watches it'd be 6 of you now, including Grog, right?
Yes. Including Grog.
watch-
Captain Crew Grog. He's here
Well,
forever.
7 with Zarina as well.
Right.
Is Grog just riding on Zarina? Or
This
is
is
he
a good
riding?
question.
Or is he riding on Tal'gor?
Not on Zarina. Probably
Okay.
on Tal'gor.
He goes to ride on Zarina. Nope.
In any case, the Empress stays quiet for a good long moment. Kind of seems to be taking all of you in. And doesn't speak for a goodly moment. But eventually...
I was waiting for the brother. Like, I'm not going to be the first one to talk.
But eventually, she says, "So, you all are not from my lands."
No.
No, Your
No.
Majesty.
No.
From where do you hail?
Gonna look at Arten, who has been very grumpy about Phil giving out information freely.
Just from where we came from, not from where you specifically come from. Where were we before we came here? That's the question. Don't write a book.
Or from Zrael.
This is not a land I am familiar with.
It's another plane of reality.
You are planeswalkers.
So to speak, yes.
And yes, sort of.
Then what assistance may I offer?
We seek a stone. A single stone,
A pitch black stone.
which I pull out the little compass and I'll open it up and show her. This compass says the stone is in this direction.
Those are the lands of Aklasos. Demons!
One of the guards up on the
Demons!
tapestry just like tripped.
Our issue is that all we know is that it is this direction, and we don't have any. We have no maps. We have no guides. We only know a general direction.
And we do not want to travel into dangerous lands without proper guidance.
Your men told us that this is the land of, what was it?
The sun.
The sun.
No, not this land. The land that they're pointing at. The
Oh,
land of demons.
that's the Shadowlands.
Shadowlands. Yes.
Klasos, the Demon King.
Yes.
Pretty sure, based on our history, that's something we're gonna have to
Well,
deal with.
if we don't have to go and take a stone from the land of the Demon King, we would like to not. Maybe it's beyond the land of the Demon King, or just before. We're not sure. We can't determine that.
Our land is one of scattered communities and much wilderness between. It is difficult to provide definitive information. I can provide you information and maps regarding the whereabouts of dangers that my people are aware of. It may not be the most accurate, but I can provide whatever I can.
We would appreciate that.
We would
Very much so.
appreciate that.
Do you have any stories in your lore of this Demon King becoming more powerful after a certain point?
Let your DM look at some things.
I'm gonna go with a big.
Which one's the
Cubic.
walnut?
That walnuts are the wiggly bits. That's peanut butter.
With salt.
It's because they've been in the same bag with the caramel and they slightly melted.
This is a melty boy.
Mhm.
Don't jump. I knew you were gonna. Don't do it.
Maybe you want to roll a dice? Come on now. Oop it.
You know, if he smells food.
He kind of has it.
Last time Emily sat here and we were playing, she took her eyes off of the food she left, and he stole 2 cookies.
You lost a whole sandwich or something that one time.
Yeah. He hopped up and just decided,
He straight up said, "That's mine now."
I'd also like to inquire about a form of transportation. See, time is of the essence, as time moves differently here than it does at home.
You would know more about that than I would, Planeswalker. Would you... It would be my assumption that this stone would most likely be somewhere on land. I would hope it is not buried in the sea.
I would hope as well.
I would recommend traveling over land rather than over sea, as the waters closest to the lands of the Demon King are held currently by the Legion of Dusk. They are vampiric.
So those are the vampires they told us about.
Yes.
crazy everywhere we go, there's always something that's like a vampire. Then again, no, when we were in, no, we didn't deal with one back in Israel.
No, there's no vampires.
No, there's
Oh, there weren't any back home, so it was just the college. What am I
There's
thinking?
no vampires back home.
No, those were
Thankfully,
blood
Erebos
cultists.
is keeping his cool and not
Erebos is
not
just over
giving
here.
himself away right now.
I'm just there's no
Kairos
vampires
is
back
just
home.
doing that meme of the monkey puppet.
And
No,
I'm,
he's being chill. I rolled. He's
I'm-
being chill right now.
I'm doing that thing that my mom used to do when someone called at the house and I was like, I don't want to talk, and she'd go, I don't see him right now. I was like, there's no vampires back home, because he's here. He's here. He's not back home. He's right here.
Taking a lesson from the Fae with that half-truth.
So you had asked about tales about maybe the Demon King getting more
Mhm.
powerful. The Empress kind of looks off into the middle distance for a few moments, and then says, "I have not been made aware of any out of character or out of proportion increases in Akloson's power. Of course, the vampires are also creatures of darkness and blood, and in that way, I suppose you could say Aklosot has grown in power as there are more and more of them all the time, but he himself and all his minions of terror and darkness are the same as they have always been. That is not to say they are not dangerous, but they are certainly, there has not been any jump in their capabilities."
Right.
Repeat that.
That takes care of one theory. Maybe.
Have you dealt with demons before?
Oh, the blood avatar. Does that count as a demon?
Did we really deal with it?
Yeah,
Well, we
it
didn't-
got dealt with and we were there, but we didn't really do the dealing.
But we have a.
I feel like
Mostly
we
the
were
minions of demons and not the demons themselves.
and chateaus
Yeah,
and and the fucking Sphinx.
that's fucking Sphinx,
Oh
yes.
shit, my mom too. We gotta watch your language, and I just cursed twice back to back.
In our land, the sun is the source of all that is good. Life and light come from the sun. And the demons under Aklosots are the antithesis of that. Anything that is dark and terrible comes from Aklosots. They are rot and degeneracy. They do not work to make good things happen in the world. They work to bring down what is good. Most of them are bats, but not bats. You must be careful as you travel the wilds.
So just that it looks like a bat. All I can think is it looks like a horse.
Actually, this book or this here would be under.
Oh, that's just stellar.
Oh, hello. We fight those things.
It's a common.
We fight those things up in
Yes.
Elden Ring.
Like,
See,
We fight those things in Elden Ring.
see.
Big bats.
I was
Or-
trying to pull back up an idea of like demons and
Or,
stuff from this land.
Something like these.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh, so it's rock. Yay.
See.
Yay.
Vrok is the recommended stat block for the lesser demons of Ixalon. We appreciate the plane shift documentation. Thank you, Wizards of the Ghost. Okay. You may also encounter Harpies, which are similar to sirens, but only as the demons are similar to bats. The Harpies have faces like owls because of their relationship to Kina.
Now all I see is Hootie from Outhouse.
You know,
Yep.
you're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
I still need to watch more of that.
There are also creatures called the chupacabra that feed on the blood of livestock and man alike. They are not vampires because the vampires are humans turned and twisted to monsters. Chupacabra are a wolf-like creature. They are quite dangerous after dark.
Right.
Said dinosaurs during the day. There's vampires and demons at night. Can we just get this rock and leave? I mean, I feel like I'm on guard all the time here.
So you don't want to go back to Asgana?
Azteca and
Ascanta?
Ascanta. Ascanta. Asgana is a whole other mythical place.
Has that your sages have they have found ways of just more defense against these demons and the dark ones?
We work in the light. The powers of the sun, fire, and the light are our weapons, as well as the creatures descended from the first dinosaurs, the elders and all their spawn.
So there's elder dinosaurs?
Yes.
So the elder dragons from
Strixhaven.
They sleep for the time being.
Okay.
Good. I do not want to see them awake. Okay,
So map.
I can provide map. Would you like to rest for the night?
I think that might be a good
That'd be
idea.
the best.
Also, is there a market nearby?
What do you need? I will provide.
Alright,
Like healing remedies, like your herbal medicine. We call them potions.
I will ensure some. Yes.
you do need more silver wire or something.
no, it's... But the problem is I don't know if I need to buy it or if I need to go acquire it.
What?
The tooth.
Aye.
Yeah, I know you don't care, but it's like a side mission I gotta complete.
Yes, but you've been talking about it for 3 days on the way here.
I mentioned
and it's the
it-
first thing you say when you get
I
here.
mentioned it twice on the whole
We are
trip.
in the presence of a majesty.
That's why I was asking. I think we should...
Your Highness, my companion here has been sent on a bit of a side quest by his deity to acquire some teeth or claws from what a dinosaur that that Juan had mentioned was a scavenger, something that isn't trained, which is a
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Ah, yes. Their bones are considered a folk remedy for certain things. Their teeth are claws. Yes.
He would need to buy some of those then.
I will ensure that a few specimens are brought.
And if they're not good enough,
Right.
then we'll go procure them from the source.
Can't you say it with like 30% less condensation?
No.
I think.
I almost said condensation. Just like stop spitting, Arten.
We're in the jungle. I'm covered in fur. It's hot. Okay?
I
It's
am
hot.
just fine.
If you are traveling overland, I have a few. There are a few creatures that might be possible to allow you the use of. However, they might not be as flamboyant as what you arrived here with. The predators are slightly more difficult to train. I would not feel comfortable sending you out with them. They might turn on me. There are a few options.
Okay.
You do have a scaly individual individual with you, that might be some help. There might be alternatives.
He doesn't speak scaly individuals, though. Like, they don't communicate.
Currently, he doesn't really.
He does not
Speak.
understand common, but brain.
Sorry, Your Majesty, it's a whole thing.
It's alright. So would somebody, one of you only, roll me a d4?
Not gonna be me.
Okay.
I ain't getting blamed for this.
I will be blamed for this. A 3! It's better than a 1.
Okay. Alright.
You are given Dilophosaurus's, Jurassic Park inaccurate Dilophosaurus's that are ill-trained and hate you.
Let me go find it again.
We're getting the head buddy ones?
Now we are just getting just
I mean,
that.
Brachiosaurus.
yes, but not the one you're expecting.
We are just getting that the one equivalent to that of just a donkey.
Everyone,
No, we
everyone
literally
gets
just
a
got
Brachiosaurus.
handed a pinto, a used pinto of a dinosaur.
Alright.
His name is Bob.
The Empress points to one of the like bas reliefs on the walls. You're shown an image that essentially looks like this.
Oh, that's cute.
It's
Yes.
got like super pokey mouth.
So she says these are they're quadrupedal, so they function like you might be familiar with horses or oxen. But they're quite amenable to novices. They're not as bullheaded as some other types of creatures. But they do have a defensive mechanism. They are capable of assisting you in a fight. They have a bony plate behind their faces.
Back of your head. Oh, okay.
Oh, in the front, in the face.
They got a big old hard head, y'all. They're gonna make you work their way through something.
Every one of us was like face, plate, brain. And we're like, I'm not mathing right.
But it was
Face,
like
brain,
behind the
plate.
face. I was behind the
Just-
face. I'm like inside.
It was like, imagine a plate and then eyes just like coming out of the plate. Okay.
It is basically that the thing from the Herculoids to just shoot out the rock. Minus that.
They are not terribly fast, but they can dig in the soil if that becomes a necessity. I will have a complement of them ready for you in the morning, along with provisions,
Thank you.
map.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
I will actually make sure the map gets due tonight so that you can plan your advance. Is there anything else?
Excuse me.
We need
No, no, Your
one
Majesty.
thing. One last thing.
Yes.
I'm going to lean over to our new friend, Grog. And I'm going to just kind of whisper into his ear. Would you like some better fitting clothes? Or something that might protect you more than this vest that is too big?
Goat, just rapidly shakes his head. That sounds good.
Our friend here. He needs something to help protect him. Any side of a small armor for someone of his size.
I will see
Little-
what can be found.
Thank you.
It still may not be an accurate fit. Goblins are not a prominent member of the citizenry of the Sun Empire, but we
Maybe-
will find something.
Maybe like a chainmail shirt for a child, something of that nature.
We do not send our children into battle where they would need chainmail, but I will see what can be found.
Behind Arten, Phil is just.
Everyone fights where I come from.
If there is anything else, there will be servants outside your quarters tonight that you could send requests with. And she kind of snaps her fingers, and from a hallway that was kind of hidden, like in the corner behind her throne, comes like a pair of. They obviously seem to be butlers of some sort, wearing quite formal attire. These gentlemen will lead you to some quarters that are prepared for guests, and in the morning we will have everything gathered that can be gathered and be able to send you on your way. The quarters will be adjacent to each other. Is that acceptable?
That's acceptable.
Thank you.
We are past the dinner hour, but I will make sure that food is brought for you.
All right.
So following the butlers through the palace, you're kind of led around, kind of in a like perimeter corridor that goes around the inside of the pyramid. You're eventually led to kind of a not quite ground level, but closer to ground level, essentially a suite. There are a few bed chambers kind of off of a central communal area. There's even a little courtyard garden outside the main space. It's plenty big enough that those of you that wants solo rooms can have them. It's 4 or 5 different bed chamber spaces. And there is out in the garden, the butlers will show you to there's a spring-fed pool out there, bathing, relaxation, that kind of thing. It is after dark at this point, but your courtyard garden space is very well lit, as well as the inside of your rooms are very well lit with torches and oil lamps and things of that nature. Okay. So, that's what I got.
Cool.
All right.
All right. So,
matter of
It's very tropical resort feel.
yeah. It
who
feels.
is going to, with our Grog, who is going to be having Grog in their room?
Grog takes a flying leap onto a chase lounge and says, "This is nice." Just in the central
And
space.
I just motion.
Zorina,
motion
you
to
are going to be
Grog,
sleeping
there you go.
outside to stay watch on
That.
on Grog.
Grog. Grog.
Yes.
You walked in here with us. They see you as one of us.
Yes.
Your actions reflect on us.
Yes.
If you fuck up, you will die. And we will have to pay the price. Don't fuck up, because I will resurrect you and then kill you again. I don't know how to do it, but I will find a way to do it. You understand me?
We have the means.
Phil just looks, oh, we know how to do it.
Yes, we know. We have the
See?
means.
See?
As Zarina says that, Phil actually, Phil was bullshitting.
No, Zhonya is
What is fucking up?
messing up. If you mess up,
All
I
right,
will
piss off
burn
the
you
sun
alive.
people.
I will
Grog.
burn you.
stay here. We don't go anywhere else without one of us.
I'm not walking around after dark. There's monsters out there.
Good.
Good.
There's lots
He's
of them.
just
and
concerned
you're right.
because if something goes bad and it's your fault, we have to deal with it, and he will eat you.
Or else Zorina will. I don't know.
I lick my fangs like I'm actually gonna.
I'm assuming behind him, Tal'gor's like,
Tal'gor is just...
And Tal'gor
Wait,
all like,
that-
I'll snap into a Slim Jim.
That Tal'gor just said something about snapping you into a Slim Jim. Whatever that means.
Tal'gor's like, wait, we're supposed to flip the table?
I immediately grab the table and
No. There's nice shit on it.
it's the code word.
You just told him not to fuck up?
My cousin's name is Jim, but he's fat.
We'll snap Fat Jim too. Don't fuck up.
So, before you go to sleep,
We're just traumatizing this poor
that did
Capuchin goblin.
any
Good
of your
reason, damn it.
previous that did any of your previous owners, whenever that you were
I wasn't a slave.
captured, I am speaking, Grog. I will burn you if you interrupt me.
But I wasn't a slave.
Just like produce flame on just his shoulder a little bit. As I was speaking,
Fucking, what the heck?
Well, calm down.
as that
Whoa.
I was speaking,
Whoa!
Okay.
do you know if then that your previous constituents had any relations to that the higher ups of the Brazen Coalition? Meaning,
Were they bosses?
bosses, adjacent.
Say again.
Bosses or else bosses adjacent.
I mean, Captain Damas was captain.
Right.
Every ship's got a captain.
So did they go to like this captain's convention to go meet with the higher ups?
What he wants to know is, was there a pirate king?
She.
Zhonya's a
What she wants to know is, was there a pirate king?
Was there a Captain Con?
Maybe like a Luffy or something.
Pause for DM, double check.
Actually, I feel it'd be more like a Gold D. Roger.
No, that is too cool. I mean, that they'll be more like Sinbad. No, wait,
Pretty
no.
sure the pirate king's
No.
name is gonna be Luffy.
No,
Pretty sure the captain's name is Gene Starwind
I mean that we just don't. That
or
we don't.
Hawkins.
No, that we don't know that we do not need a Sinbad from Maggie. No, we don't need that situation.
We don't need an Alibaba either.
No, it's a Brazen Coalition. All the captains are on
Oh.
equal footing.
So we basically essentially took out a warlord then.
Or a senator.
Senator Warlord, what's the difference?
Yeah.
Hey.
See, when the vampires were taking over this other, not Ixalon continent, the other continent, Torazon, and they were eating all the humans and turning all the humans into blood slaves, right? And then they're turning other humans into more vampires because they can do that. And then other humans were like, this sucks, and they got on their ships and they ran away. And so now they're the Brazen Coalition because they're brazen.
You know, we always find the most wonderful locations wherever we go. Okay, to be fair, that might be a little bit trite because this is actually pretty baller.
Yeah, we're two for two.
I mean, we are 2 for 2.
But like, there's always like that one creepy spot,
Thank you,
and I know
Grog.
that's where we gotta go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I wasn't a slave.
We know.
I was a rigger.
So that you knew how to do boats and stuff.
Ropes and sails.
and sails.
I tied knots.
So that you were similar to a bosun then.
No.
No, we tied knots.
I was a sailor though.
Right.
Okay.
So,
There's a map yet.
so while we're waiting on the map, who all thinks we're gonna still have to deal with the Demon Lord area?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, it's there, right?
It's got to be.
I mean, that,
I'm getting the vibe. Right?
We're going after a dark crystal that attracts bad things.
It's the Heart of Death.
Like it's.
it is only a matter of time before.
I mean, I find it highly unlikely that we're going to go around the demon king's area to just a land of fruit and honey, and it's just to be lying there in the field. I doubt
It is
that's
just
gonna
I
going.
would trust that way less.
All it is just going to be just like dates and
That would be a
raisins
fake
of
all
this
day.
land. And then that, besides that, you and your goddess, with just the T-Rex teeth, Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah, I gotta ask questions about that tonight.
I mean,
Because look, if she's fine with me buying them, or getting them, that'd be great. Because then that doesn't put anyone else in harm. If she's not, then I got a side job.
that we will support it.
I'm gonna go find a big pile of pillows and just plop onto it.
I mean that you might want to go in and check on you might want to go check on Erebus.
I thought Erebus is with
What
us.
do you think the big pile of pillows actually is?
Blue arms just come out of the pile of pillows and drag.
You just see two
deeper.
tails make a heart.
Underneath a pile of pillows.
Phil's on the other side of the wall.
And then suddenly, too hot, too humid.
Phil like, I wish I had learned silence.
Cone of silence around the pillows. Good.
Magical darkness too. Cleverness.
Can't maintain concentration on both of those. I'm just gonna cast silence on myself and I can't hear whatever's happening. Just like,
No, silence doesn't work that way.
No.
That'd be deafness.
oh, that's right.
Because silence only means you can't produce
I
sound.
need deafness and blindness, so I'll just have to get deafness and but
I can make you deaf, I just can't make you undeaf.
no.
Alright. About a half hour after y'all have been in your rooms for the night, there's a knock on the doors. The butlers come in pushing wheeled carts full of foodstuffs. Most of it is your whatever you imagine as like tropical rainforest food.
Oh, there's jackfruit.
Fish, fruit, plates of greens and
Durian.
rice, little flatbreads, things. They also bring a map. It's a pretty good sized map. It will be the map that I put in the Discord for y'all last time. And so
No
with
more
that,
meta
one of the butler who brought the map will point out where y'all are at Pachatupa. And from there you'll be able to kind of figure out where it should be pinned.
map.
Alrighty then. Thank you, Krunk, for the map.
It's there.
Okay.
I've already scrolled up enough.
Good.
Okay, so Pachatupa is on the like almost farthest east side, where it says Sun Coast.
That's the Pachatupa.
And where the compass is still pointing is southwest toward the almost beeline direction to the Temple of Aklasot.
And that's the demon lord temple.
Right.
Yeah, it's pointing right there. Okay, see, this is what I was talking about. Because although they keep saying it's pointing directly towards Aquatos, right there, that the demon land, it could be pointing towards like our stone, maybe in this island in the middle of everything. Like, it could be beyond that,
Okay.
much beyond that.
Right,
So
but
we are
let's
here.
be honest.
I know. I'm just saying. We might go in there and fight demons for days and then not find it.
I mean that they did say that we need to travel by land than by aquatic means.
Yes, and now that we have a map, this makes a whole lot more sense because if we got to boat, we'd have to go all the way around the entire thing.
Right, we'd have to go. Yeah, that would take forever.
There are no rivers that go up the mountains, and the mountains cover both sides of this. So
Well, hold on. No, we could if we got on a boat, go like that, and then come down to the delta and come up. But that would just add so much more time.
And then
But where it says Queen's Bay is the Legion of Dusk land. That's the vampiric bay, Queen's Bay, on the
Queen's-
southeast.
Well, no, there's a delta.
southeast, never eat. Okay,
Uh,
right here. It is by Fort
Ojapek?
Leor.
Oh, okay, yes.
yeah, we could go down by
Delta.
Otec and go up that way, but
It's still
that's not gonna save us any time.
and that still borders the Legion of Dusk held like quadrant.
okay.
Whereas
I have an
this
idea.
like Conqueror's Foothold is kind
Yeah.
of one of their like outlying bases.
I have an idea.
Okay.
If we traveled south
Mm-hmm.
to Atsukan,
Okay.
Okay.
if we traveled south to Atsukan and then checked the compass again, it would have to point directly east instead of a southeast. directly west instead of a southwest, to be pointing at Akasatu. But it may point beyond
Okay,
that.
okay. If you, all right,
And say we
If
go
you-
down.
all right. Y'all landed near Quetzalcoatl,
Mm-hmm.
right? And when you were at Quetzalcoatl, it was still pointing
Oh,
like southwest.
You were looking at Quetzalcoatl.
I was looking at Quetzalcoatl this whole time.
Right now,
I'm
y'all are
sorry.
at Pachatupa.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
And-
that's. I was looking there too. That's what I'm saying is you could go through that, but
Atsokan, if you went there, it would be pointing a little more toward like west-southwest
Okay,
than it would be south-southwest.
what's the
if
bad
it-
people thing?
So, Queen's Bay is the Legion of Dusk, and the Temple of Aquasot is all the way
right down here.
Right here.
down there. Now,
Okay.
you
We're
have
past the
been
Primal
told
Wellspring.
most of the rivers at various
Okay.
points are held by the river folk, the river guardians.
I'm bad at reading words.
It's okay.
Because I was.
It's not a great map. It's kind of
Also, there's a
thrown
lot of
together,
the
but-
font on it.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of things that end in
Yeah.
AL.
I was looking at the place we landed, thinking that was the place we were. That was the demon place, and I was like,
No.
"Oh, you can just go south," and then we.
No.
No.
Um,
Although
I mean,
Google Maps might tell us to go south and just come right, not go over the mountains, because that would add extra time going up and down instead of
Yeah.
actually traveling across land, because we're on land creatures.
with the map that you have, you can see that most of the, if you went like coastal wise, you can see that there's a pretty good pass south of Otepec.
Mm-hmm.
If you went along the coast and through like the grasslands and kind of passed through avoided the forest around Atsokan and crossed the river near Otepec, you could probably catch that mountain pass without too much issue, because it's a pretty good
Yeah.
pass there. That would still keep you a little bit north of where the Legion of
Queen's
Dusk
Bay.
are supposed to be.
Yeah,
You
we're
would
not
still
gonna-
have a few rivers to cross, but that would put you closer to the Primal Wellspring.
Mhm.
And you could either cut closer to the inner sea, like between the Primal Wellspring and Azcanta, or you could cut between the mountains south of Primal Wellspring and Fort Duron and Fort Leor to go
Okay.
that way.
I think that's the route to go south to Atsakan and then Otepec, cross the rivers beyond the mountains north of Fort Leor,
Mm-hmm.
and head towards the Primal Wellspring, because that's the general direction of the stone, but not leading us directly into the demon's mouth.
Correct.
Now going down
Precisely.
south to Otepec is a good idea because we're going to avoid the mountains. But
That
if
y'all
we go-
just came through.
Now you're talking about going through this pass here, or are you talking about going around or straight over?
We'll be coming here through there,
All right.
and then
So we'll go through that pass.
yeah, this
Yeah,
this
then we can-
this
The-
small pass would be
Where
less
where
mountains.
where Otepec's text box is, there's a pass south like immediately
Right.
below
That
that.
I'm just making.
Right.
I'm also trying to Phil's looking at the map. The only other option we would have that could possibly save us some time, and I don't know because I don't see a scale, is if we went to the north of the mountains and came down through the pass over beneath Penskali. There would only be, we would decrease the amount of water we're crossing.
You would be following the river past Pekatli.
Right.
Yes, we'd go down.
But we wouldn't be
Atsakan,
crossing. We wouldn't be
Otepec,
crossing three others.
But
upriver to Petakali, and then downriver back towards the Primal Wellspring.
but why not just basically as soon as we go basically
It's the same.
through just
It's
at the
through,
forest
right.
and then
I was
that
just trying to
goes
think.
Petakali, and then we can just head down south from there, so that way we don't have to worry about the mountain.
Well, I'm saying if we skirt around the mountains and get down to Otepec, and then if we went over to Petkali, I'm not worried about the mountains so much as once we come to that, if we went through that pass south of Otepec, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 rivers we would have to deal with, whereas if we go to Petkali, we could follow a river down,
Mm-hmm.
staying on the east bank, and we could completely avoid crossing multiple rivers, possibly pissing off merfolk.
Right, I just said that.
Well, then
She'll throw fire on you.
Oh, no, I saw her do it to you.
So
That's why you don't sass her.
don't sass her.
But
I just like how all of a sudden Arten's voice gets just a little bit less
No.
gruff.
You don't sass her.
I mean,
Should have put you in detention.
I wasn't expecting actual fire to be jumped onto someone.
Worse than fire.
Is it?
Have you ever had to sit down and write 1,000 lines?
No.
1,000. That's baby stuff. That whenever that I was up in college, that we had to write 20,000 lines.
Draconian.
Draconian? Nah. Nah.
Alright.
Then that you had to use one of those scriptures.
Tree?
Alright.
Treasure Cove.
Any other things before y'all
So
go to bed for the
do
night?
we go through the pass, or do we go all the way over and down the river?
We go through Petakali and through the river that
Down the river.
down the river. Well,
If we
because
have to cross
I don't
less
read
rivers-
maps as this character, but me, the players, like we go south, west, then boom, done.
Yeah, that's what we were doing the
Right.
same thing.
Yeah.
The only question was, do we cross here or do we come back up and down there?
It will be
It'd
no
be back
point.
up and down there.
Yeah,
it'd be the same thing.
because then it will be no point of us going all the way up and then we gotta down, then we gotta go all the way back up. So we just go here, go to the west, and then
Mhm.
just go down the river.
We're all on the same page.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
Don't
just
you-
can't communicate. We're all on the same page.
We're all saying to do the same thing differently, and Tal'gor still is the one that understands the most of what we're doing.
Tal'gor's just over here like,
Okay. All right. So
Trying
we
to
will
say something.
we will take a small intermission here, and come back and get y'all on the road, so to speak.
And we are back.
Alrighty. So we is work. In
wasn't
the
that a dinosaur movie? We're back.
Yes.
Yes.
We're back.
Yes.
John
to
Goodman
Dinosaur.
plays
T-Rex.
T-Rex. Yes.
The bad guy in that one was super freaky.
It was so good. Like villain goals. Anyway, you all get a long rest. I don't think y'all really needed it, but y'all get a long rest. You wake up in the morning. There is quite the spread of breakfast waiting in the common room. Grog behaved overnight.
Good Grog.
Would y'all roll me perceptions, please?
16.
12.
Zarina had got a 21 and got to go back up to Tal'gor stats. So give me just a moment. He had got a 13. And Tal'gor had got a 17.
Okay.
And Zhonya got a 13.
Okay. Tal'gor and Arten, as you both are kind of getting all your gear together and everything, you do notice there are a few buttons missing from some of the upholstery, like the little flat buttons. That some buttons are missing. In not too terribly obvious spots, but there are buttons missing, about 5.
I love this kid.
Comparatively to the buttons that are still there, are they pretty buttons?
They're covered in pretty fabrics,
Okay.
reds and golds.
Okay.
It's about 2 buttons missing from about 2.5 different pieces of furniture.
Okay.
Where the hell's the other half of that furniture?
Okay, so 2 buttons missing from 2 pieces of furniture, and 1 button missing from another piece of furniture.
Tal'gor had just informed me that there's buttons missing.
It's fine.
I'm
It's
not.
fine.
It's gonna be fine.
Grog has an affection for buttons, if you remember.
Yes, that.
And the buttons that are missing seem to be kind of pretty. I could imagine that temptation, and it's fine.
Grog
He
is
did not
currently
leave.
stuffing his face with
He
omelets.
did not leave the tent.
As we
And he
were,
did not cause any ruckus.
as we were all asleep last night, just he looks, he rolls over trying to get comfortable, sees that one button,
No.
just starts shimmering. Just see the
The
button.
big heart eyes. Heart's made of buttons. Yeah.
And no one can hear him over the rustling in the corner. So,
In any case, breakfast
whatever
is
that was.
much omelet and fresh fruits.
Wait, what kind of omelet?
Omelets.
Fresh.
Oh,
Much omelet.
much omelet. I was like, I don't know what
It's very egg.
Much omelet. So egg. Fresh fruit.
Eating an omelet was like, this was one egg. This whole omelet is one egg.
Dinosaur eggs.
Did they bring the teeth the night before?
No. The only thing they brought to you the night before was the map.
Okay. So before trancing, and Phil
Okay.
will see if he can go into the lantern after tucking it in a spot. We'll ask, so do I need to acquire these or purchase these teeth?
They're kind of down on the Tyrannosaurs, aren't they?
Alright, like it looked intimidating, but would you rather have different teeth then? I mean, it's a scavenger.
Decisions. Yeah, I'm kind of bummed that they don't think they're cool. You know what? I liked that thing with this panel on its back.
Alright, Spinosaur.
Yeah.
Okay. Acquire
It was very pretty.
or purchase?
I don't want you dead. I've got bigger plans for you.
Right. Oh, and he pulls out the robe. I can leave this with you. Right?
Pulls out the what?
The robe that he stitched from the treasure chest.
He got a rope.
Ooh.
Now Phil does have fucking evidence on him.
This is some good fabric. Let me actually, what did I have you write down for that? I had you write down something.
Nice robe, 250 SE each, feathers, and embroidered silver.
Yeah, it was a 250 SE that she was talking about because that came from a book somewhere.
Nice. Okay, cool. Go ahead and mark that off because you gave it to Shelly. Cool. Okay, yeah. Brain, I had things. Don't run away. Come back. She kind of spreads the robe out and kind of fluffs the feathers up a little bit on the pile of pillows. And then pulls you down to start rebraiding your hair again.
Just like Phil's like, fuck!
As you're laid on her lap and she's braiding your hair, the little, like, music box music starts up in the background. And after a few minutes she says, so, if we can get some of those pretty Spinosaurus teeth, and a few more of the little raptor fangs, because those are really nice, I might have a way for you to help me out of this land.
Right, I thought that was the whole point.
Mm-hmm. It's a starting point. It's not the be-all, end-all. The lamp is a bridge, shall we say. And if we can get the lamp fixed, well, then I know that you're serious about this, aren't you?
Aye.
Good. So, you're supposed to go to Waterdeep at some point, yes?
I think so.
Good. Don't die before you get there. I'd be very mad at you if you die.
I'll do my best not to. Like, he If anyone could actually see him, like, the purple is deeper.
I'd be very mad if you left before I could actually, see you in real life, in person, out of the land.
I just need you to send $9.95.
So, when we're done here in the land of pretty dinosaurs, and when you make it to Waterdeep, there's somebody I'm going to need you to find.
Please don't say Alistair.
No.
Oh, thank God.
I'm not going to tell you who it is yet. I want to make sure that you're serious. You can prove it.
Teasing the hell out of me with this, but fine, yes.
Great. Sweet dreams. And visions of sugar plums dance in your head. In any case, so the next morning, the breakfast is brought by the butlers, and one of them tells you that the Empress is essentially waiting for you guys, kind of on the on like the front lawn of the temple, and that they'll escort you to her when you're ready to leave. That your mounts are prepared and the supplies you requested. So.
Okay. Alright again. Thank you, Cusco. I guess that we should go.
Yeah.
I thought his name was Pacha.
No, that's his name. No, that's not it. That the other one was Crump.
Not Isla?
Yzma, but no.
Disney is going to come
So-
for us.
I get all my mounts.
We're not there yet.
Oh, I thought you brought the mounts.
You just don't keep debasing Erebos that way in front of us.
Wow.
Ah.
Again with the assuming of positions.
Assumptions.
Come on.
Assumptions.
I could be the one that's getting written. You don't know.
I figured you shared.
Canonically, Erebos is a switch. Because I can't write anyone any other way. But
Anywho.
Exactly.
depends on the partner. Assumptions, Phil. Oh god, my eye itches.
Assumptions, Phil.
Oh god. Oh. Anyway, so yes, out on the front lawn outside the temple, the Empress is there with a few more guards now that she's not in the safety of the palace itself. But she's sitting there kind of petting on one of these little critters. And little critters is a very loose term. They're about 6 foot tall. They're horse-sized.
This small SUV of a dinosaur.
Yes. Their faces, let me pull it up again because they're adorable. The face has a very prominent beak and small tusks, but the color pattern, it very much looks like a badger. In the little bits of like very, very fur-like feathers along the
We need to name one Honey.
dorsal ridge.
You name yours whatever you want.
So yeah, they're large enough to ride, and Empress Noafu, she hands over a like a basket that kind of has these long wicker handles that look like it can be basically strapped over a saddle. Each of these critters are wearing just a very basic like pad saddle. They're chunky enough that it shouldn't be too rough of a ride, but there's not really a lot of stability there. You're meant not to stay on these things if the going gets rough. You're supposed to jump off, kind of thing. But each of the saddles has a few like straps and pommels where you can attach various things. She hands over a basket that has it's an assortment of Tyrannosaurus teeth and like the front claws, about 8 of them, just kind of in a little bag inside this basket. And there are, how many of you are there again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Grog makes 6, right?
Yeah.
5.5. Well, wait, hold on.
6 and a dog.
Okay. So there are 12 of the whichever level of healing potion it is that does 4d4 plus 4.
Go.
Greater. 12 graders.
Everyone gets 2.
2 a pop.
Okay.
Additionally, there is a. Let me actually see. Kind of hanging on a single cord from the on the outside of the basket is our 6 silver medallions. Each of them have it's like a image of the sun triplicated, like superimposed over itself 3 times. She says, these are marks of passage. If you should encounter any of my warriors out on patrol, they will know not to impede your progress. These will not be of any use against anyone from the Legion of Dusk. They also may or may not be of assistance should you meet any of the River Heralds. Provided you respect the land and the water, the River Herald should let you pass unmolested, but they tend not to like my people. They are guardians of the wild and they act as such.
Okay.
But your beasts are, if you lose them, they will make their own way back to the plains and return to us that way. Therefore, if you need to leave them, you need not worry, they will make their own way back to us. They have a very good homing capability. Is there anything else that I could assist you with? The map was of some use.
Yes.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is there anything else, Planeswalkers?
No. You have been very generous.
Thank you, and may the sun shine on you.
Quite. You are learning quickly.
Yes, praise the sun.
Safe travels then, and be safe in the dark as well. She goes back into the palace. You all are left with your horse-sized dinosaurs.
As she walks away, kind of nudge Erebos. It's thick.
Erebos does not notice nor care.
Thick.
I noticed.
Right? Alright.
Wow.
She is a big, beautiful monarch.
Yes.
I need to apologize in advance. She changed her mind on the bones and the teeth, so I gotta go to the market before we leave. I can catch up if you want to go ahead.
No, we are not splitting that.
Go.
We
Go.
will wait.
I'm being honest and
Take
forward.
Tal'gor with you. You shouldn't stay in one place.
Tal'gor. I feel like Tal'gor just picks Phil up. I don't take Tal'gor anywhere. Tal'gor kind of...
Right. We can make this quick and easy. You'll be able to kind of follow the flow of traffic to find the closest marketplace. You do find a stall that seems to be kind of a like a talismans and like trinkets type of setup.
You good?
You do see a few teeth that seem to be the same shape and
Smell.
size.
Smell. I made a face, and then you were like, "What?" Like I was upset with your burp. Wasn't upset with a burp.
You see a few teeth that are hanging on a cord, like threaded on a cord, that seem to be the same size and shape as what you saw in Nocli's mouth.
Are those Spinosaur teeth?
Yes, and they are blessed by the priests for protection against the dark.
Insight check.
Go ahead.
17.
It may or may not be true. It's a salesman trying to sell shit.
Right, I don't have a lot of time. Somewhere there's a very large, angry cat man that is very mad that I have just extended our stay. I feel like Dad's sitting there like, we were supposed to leave 39 minutes ago.
Just over here, like, we were making good time.
I'll just come back with beaver nuggets for you. You'll be fine.
Sun beaver nuggets.
Then again, these would be the actual beaver nuggets, not the things you get at Buc-ee's.
Things made of actual beavers. But part of the beaver is the nugget.
They'll taste like vanilla.
Don't know
Anyway.
what part it is, but there's only 2 nuggets per beaver.
How much?
You are not from here. It will be 5 crowns.
So I'm gonna hand you gold coins.
That will work.
Here are 5 gold coins.
Excellent. Your choice. Pick 3.
Do you have raptor teeth?
Yes, pulls out like a whole like ceramic jar and like pops it open and tumps out on the tablecloth.
Jesus Christ, it's like Legos.
These 10 for silver.
Fine. Phil is not.
Not negotiating whatsoever. You could have got those raptor teeth for free.
Phil is. Look, he knows you're complaining. He has a job to do.
Tal'gor's just actually
Tal'gor.
roll me perception on Tal'gor here in the marketplace while Phil is not haggling for his bones.
Also, pretty sure Ushel would not
12.
really dig Phil
Okay.
arguing for anything. Just right. Booze. Alcohol.
Wine merchant down the way.
Thank you for your time.
Certainly. Thank you for the gold.
Stop overcharging other people and just walks off.
Enjoy your stay. Okay. Wine
Well, in
merchant.
Elvish. Asshole.
Roll me perception.
9.
Okay. The wine merchant down the way, it's very obviously a wine merchant's stall. There's a very boozy smell in the air. A couple of like sample cups set out on the tabletop. Sees you approach with Tal'gor looming behind. Good day, friends.
Strongest stuff you got. In a container that can travel.
You are very slight. Might I assume hired help?
Older brother. Can't you
Fair
see
enough.
the resemblance?
Leans down, pulls up like a good size cask. This.
How much?
You don't even want to hear what vintage.
I want to hear how much before I start asking a whole lot of questions. It's going to take time. How much?
For the vines of Ixalon. 12 gold.
That's a hard sell.
Ixalon is the purest site for growth in the sun.
Stop the sales pitch. Legit. Alcohol proof. Flammable, not flammable.
Flammable.
Flavor.
The brightest.
What does it taste like? You can't taste the sun.
Yes, you can, my friend.
It's just sunny delight.
You beat me to it.
Would you like a taste?
This is a trash can punch of Sunny Delight and pure diesel. Just done. Diesel, Sunny D. Come on.
It's just with Tang mixed in.
Would you like?
Get it.
Would you like a taste?
No frat boy has ever tasted anything so good.
We're sorry.
Your DM does
We're gonna
not
be lit.
drink,
I'm
but
gonna
your
wreck my mouth.
DM
I don't drink anymore,
is
so.
willing to play this game. So
Oh my god, that was just one of those, like, when he mentioned it's the worst thing you could ever drink in college, and I think everybody's had it. Everybody's had punch once.
would you like a taste? If you do not believe me, you will believe the grapes.
It tastes like lemonade. Bad decisions.
Tal'gor, do you want to... Oh, hold on.
Do you speak Infernal?
No, he's got to turn to Tal'gor.
Let's see if he can make an insight check on that.
I'm pretty sure Tal'gor can smell wine, and then Phil's doing the hand motion for drinking. He will.
Turns the cask back around, taps it,
Don't
pulls.
sit me with a person that can't freaking talk. Well, you can, but
do
I,
it.
I
pulls,
sent you with a
pulls
person that
just
can carry stuff that wasn't me.
like half a shot glass, like not even a full
Oh.
shot. Turns off the tap and passes it over.
He just downs it.
All right. It tastes so citrusy that there is no word to describe it except yellow.
it is tasting the sun. It's yellow drink. It's yellow drink.
It is a very, like, the glass itself was clear, so like it's a very clear alcohol. It doesn't really look like wine. It looks like Everclear.
Mm. So, orange juice Everclear. Good God.
If he had lips, he'd be smacking them. Just
All right.
What Phil knows he cannot communicate. What is Tal'gor's expression to drinking this though?
You know how, like, whenever somebody has that sour,
Have you seen an iguana
Taste
eat a
in the mouth.
mandarin?
and
yes,
either-
like,
Inspiration to the DM. That was
Yeah.
great.
Just Phil's gonna look back. I don't think it's 12 gold worth with that reaction. 8.
For 8 gold.
gives you a fifth instead of a half gallon.
My red autumn vintage.
Flammable.
So would depend on the circumstance.
What circumstance makes it not flammable? It's just don't add fire, not flammable.
As long as you keep it away from fire, it's totally not flammable. Can't guarantee what happens when it finds a heat source.
This is a vintage for the more common palate.
You ain't nothing but kind.
Not the first time Phil has been called basic. Including with the party.
You basic bitch.
Phil's gonna look. No, I said 8 for the kick.
I will not sell the Ixalon gold for less than 12.
When it did that,
I cannot account for your brother's palate.
but then you drink some and show me if you do the same thing.
A poor wine merchant I would be would I drink my wares.
Or a poisoner.
If you do not wish to buy my wines, you are free to search elsewhere.
Looks down the street. Inside his head. Fuck that, there's no one else selling booze in this area. Fine. I'll buy one of each. Here's 20.
Certainly. Pulls a fresh, like turns it so you can see that it's not been tapped. So you have a full cast.
Alrighty.
Didn't even taste the second one. He just bought it.
We need to call that number.
Hmm?
Call that number.
Call
Because
what?
Phil has a drinking problem.
Yes, he does. Understand, this dude's flaw is excess.
Vices.
Why does he speak with an accent? Because he spent the last 50 years with dwarves, where there is probably a goodly amount of booze.
I just
Well, Strixhaven was basically her flaw.
my
Ooh,
brain,
magic. Bye. Gone.
my brain is just running through all the different ideas of like, I wonder if the one that tastes like the sun also burns like the sun. Does that mean if I made a Molotov cocktail with that one and threw it at a vampire,
Will
would
it
it
be
just
fireball?
would it poof?
Or it'll just become
'Cause
like
it
just
was the
cast
sun?
light? It just casts light.
Yes, it casts light. I have cast light. I have Molotov cast light.
So, remind me when
Remind me
y'all
when we
meet
get to that
when
point.
y'all meet some vamps. I have things to tell you guys.
Okay.
They're not really bad people. They just like to drink some blood.
They're
No.
actually not killing all the humans
They
because they
don't-
realize that would destroy their food source, causing
They-
them to slowly starve.
They don't function like vampires in the rest of D&D. Ixalon vampires are entirely different.
We're dealing with crack vampire, y'all. Or we're dealing with more of the Mesoamerican version of vampires, which are way scarier.
Anyway,
Red
so
Court.
whilst Phil and Tal'gor are off shopping, what are Arten and Erebos and Zhonya and Zorina and Grog up to?
I've named my mountain Bill.
That's for you to know and me to forget.
Bill, that's the best name you came up with?
Willie.
Bill, the bro beak badger thing. Bill. It's alliterative.
I am impressed. That's very good.
Also, the hub. Bill.
This one's buttons.
And that one's buttons. Bill buttons.
Yeah? I mean,
We just need a bow now, so you have Bilbo buttons.
well, I mean, that mine is, I don't know what I'm going to name it yet.
Brobdingnagian.
No, that's too much. That's too
But
much.
that's too much.
Elsewhere in the city, someone's being extra.
I mean, that, that I could go for another
Too
Z
many
name,
syllables.
But no.
You gotta have a quick, hard name. That way, if Bill is in the middle of the road and about to get run over by something bigger than him, I'm like, Bill, get off the road! Quick and hard. You don't want to say, belong to the Shongkong to the... No, it's too much. Too much. You get halfway through the name and your Bill is dead.
I mean, that, that there
While
was a
you were
play
ranting,
once,
Bill was slowly backing away.
Bill, no.
that there was a
Come on,
play
Bill.
about that. About that, that this one just human that she basically had to get revenge on her old gang. That was a very good bardic play. That they had
Was her
made
name
two of
Bill?
them. No, that her name was the bride. Or else Beatrix. Beatrix Kiddo.
What? Okay.
Kill Bill Volume 1 and Volume 2.
Beatrix.
That was her
Not
name.
gonna catch the Beatrix one.
But anyway,
This one's Bella.
Bella. Fine, that we are going to go
Yes!
with B names.
Bunch of B names.
Well, then that we are just going to just call
This
this
one's
one.
Bella, and that one's gonna be.
We are going to call mine
Grog.
Bo.
Grog.
Bola.
Stop naming things.
That's
Grog.
Erebos.
That's Erebos? Oh.
Bella and Bola.
Bella and Bola.
As long as there's no Edward.
That's not a B name.
This is going to be a whole hive of bees roaming the plains.
I am going to send a message to. No, wait a minute. No message is only within 30 feet.
Problems.
Problems.
In any case, eventually Tal'gor and Phil make their way back. Tal'gor has 2 casks.
I would ask to spend about 10 gold on, or 9 gold on fruit and food to carry with us.
Sure.
Because don't remember if they sent us with rations.
Yes, there would have been bags, like saddlebags packed with
not
ration.
gonna do that then. I'm sorry.
I neglected to state, but yes.
Phil will not buy a durian just to mess with people.
Right.
He thought
So,
about it.
Making your way back to the crew, Tal'gor has 2 casks toting along.
Do they carry the dinosaur teeth and cast now?
Oh no, I got those, but I got us something extra.
What'd you get?
Wine?
That a boy. It's okay being a little late when it's for wine.
Also, I got jerky.
Okay.
Just making a joke about it. Just making a joke about every time you go to a gas station,
So-
someone buys jerky.
So that we have
True.
named them all starting with the letter B.
Well, I named mine Bill.
Mine is Bo.
Buttons!
And that one's Buttons. And she named hers Bo.
That's Bella, and that's Bola.
We were bored.
Bored!
As that Tal'gor mounts his board.
Okay.
Okay.
So you just yell board.
Okay. Well,
Then, no, I'll name mine Bocephus.
bored.
Too
of
many
business.
syllables. We talked about this. No, wait, you weren't here.
No.
We talked about this.
We talked about this. Too many syllables. Quick, odd names.
Just in case they're about to get run over.
And we
by
already have a
something
bow.
bigger.
Like Barb. What about Barb?
Big B.
Big B.
That's
He
good.
he was a wizard, man.
And it is big. It's bigger than you.
Yes.
Not hard to do.
Fine. Fine. Big B's fine.
Fine.
Alright.
And we are off.
Yes.
On the road again.
Tally-o. Alright, so, here's what we're gonna do. Since y'all have many of the days, we're gonna do, y'all remember the same thing? Y'all remember the thing we did when we were, yeah.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
Alright. So, since you guys are traveling along the coast,
Along the coast.
it's all grassland with dunes and sand and water in the distance. But it's all grassland. As you leave Pachatupa proper and head out into the fields, you are starting to weave among tall grasses, some trees like acacias that are just kind of scraggly out there. There are roaming herds of large herbivores. Most of them are of the quadrupedal variety, like ankylosaurs and stegosaurs. Some of them are the larger hadrosaur variants. Parasaurolophuses and myosaurs and things of that nature. There are also the occasional small pack of pachycephalosaurs running around trying to hurt people. The first, we're going to do this in half days. So, morning that y'all are traveling. Pick somebody, roll me a D100.
Dibs on Dawn.
D100.
Ah, damn, that was a 19.
They went everywhere.
It's a 19.
You're getting us hit by a hurricane first thing, and all the dinosaurs gonna break out.
We are about to
But not
experience a monster hunt with 4 dinos after us.
I rolled a 19.
Up until this point, your burrow beasts, as they're called, are they know their job. They have reins that are attached to their headgear, so they're easy enough to control and maneuver. Once y'all are out of the city proper and moving around these other herbivores, most of the other creatures out here don't pay much mind. Every so often, though, you're passing spooks, a small group of little protoceratops or things like that. Nothing that's being too territorial. Eventually, though, there is a lone pachycephalosaur that does not want to give way. And I'm going to need you all to roll animal handlings to not lose your mounts when this thing comes for y'all.
Say it. Erebos, you should get advantage. He's been training handling an animal for a while. A few weeks. Yeah. He's throwing it out. He should get advantage.
Wow.
Saying it.
That tracks for the wizard, but Tal'gor, that's fine.
No.
Erebos is good. Let's check Grog. Grog apparently speaks dinosaur because he rolled a nat 20.
He's such like he is the Dino Whisperer. He's just like on because he's so small compared to he's just on the neck.
Buttons. We've got this.
Alright, so what did everybody get then?
Zhonya got an 8, Tal'gor got a 19.
Alright, this pachycephalosaur charges straight in the midst of your pack of burrow beasts. The burrow beasts scatter. They don't run too far, but they move swiftly enough and kind of jerkily enough that a few of you are on the edge of losing your seats. Everybody who got 10 or less, roll me a dex save.
Ooh, no. That is that. Yep.
16.
19.
Okay.
4. Natural 1.
How about Tal'gor?
Oh, the
He rolled
Tal'gor
eight.
made a 19.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah, the three actual people here didn't do good on their horse thingies.
Y'all managed to keep your seats. Your critters are kind of out of dodge now. Zhonya, you don't manage to hold your seat. You kind of tumble off the back end. And at this point, as you pick your head up, it's kind of the whole like Jurassic Park scene. You're staring at this dome head creature across the way, and it's kicking up dirt, and it's getting ready to charge. I'm gonna need initiative,
Okay.
and that'll go for everybody.
Okay.
Just
That's it. It's gonna go for everybody now.
wait.
It's right there.
Oh, garbage.
Wow. Well, I did not roll garbage that time. Okay.
Good, because you're the time wizard and you shouldn't roll garbage on initiative.
All right. What do we got?
Zhonya got a 28. I had got a nat 20. Zorina had got a 22. Tal'gor, he got a. Where's the stupid thing at? He had got a 13.
Okay.
Arten got a 10. And I'm assuming I won't even get to attack this thing because Zonya's gonna pick it up and throw it across the room.
Phil.
Whoa.
7.
Okay. At this point, just to make this easier, I'm not gonna roll for either Erebos or Grog. We're just gonna leave them out of this situation right now. All right, Zhonya, you and Zarina both get to go up front.
And that
Okay.
makes sense. That makes sense. Charging you
So-
and your dog is gonna be like, nah.
So I am going to need that thing to give me a deck save as that she just like
That's a nat 20.
reroll that reaction.
That's an 11.
Nope. That is going to be full fire damage. Alright. So it's 86 for fireball.
Should it be taking a like?
Fireballing it?
Yes, I'm fireballing it.
Should the dinosaur do a persuasion check on like? Do I actually charge the fire spitting thing?
These things are territorial asshats. We'll see what
They
happens
got
after this.
set on fire.
15,
We'll see what happens after this.
Okay, you're not supposed to say Pachycephalosaurs.
23 points of fire damage.
I don't know where we figured out their
23.
territory, but I guess we figured because they got the big old head-button heads.
It's a Pachycephalosaurus. That's his name. Okay, it eats that damage. Yeah, it's not great. The smoke clears. Do you want Zarina and Tal'gor to do anything?
Zarina is going to go in and bite this thing.
We're just over the side thinking that we need to help, and then it just gets brutal as hell over there. Just instantly cue their
Yeah.
Mexico music.
My thought process
Yeah.
was
That's going
grab
to
the
be.
fire Genasi lady, put
That's
it
going
on
to
my
be
mount.
18 to hit.
Yeah, that
Escape.
hits.
Alrighty
Thinking
then.
of Scopping.
Give me a DC 14 strength save, or else it will be restrained. And it is going to
That's
take.
another nat 20.
That's fine. That's going to be 2 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And
And
that
anything
is
for
her turn.
Tal'gor?
Oh,
He's still mounted.
Oh, Tal'gor's still mountain. Tal'gor is actually going to get his thing and charge at this thing.
All right.
And then
So
axe.
ram
Yeah.
attack.
We're playing. Tal'gor's playing polo, but with an axe.
12.
Does not hit.
Okay.
Essentially, the packy gets there's a then suddenly Zarina's there chomping ankles, and then Tal'gor makes Bolo go running by. The packy kind of shakes its head and starts running off in a different direction. It leaves. It's like that's too much for me.
I'm good. I'm done.
Why is the air spicy?
So you can remount and y'all can continue on your way.
He's over here like, yeah, you better run.
Phil's actually on his dinosaur over near Grog and Erebos. I think I was going to do something, but it was not necessary.
That was a lot.
Damn, girl.
That's
You could have just, like, got back on your mount and ran away. You set it on fire. Also, half the prairie. But mostly, half the prairie is on fire.
wow. Yeah, that's Grog. This is what detention is.
Oh. That's not good.
No.
Let's run!
Grog's just, like, bolting ahead of us. I'm like, well, I guess he's the scout now?
Y'all can manage to put out the fire before it gets out of control.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make y'all responsible for burning an entire California-sized piece of land.
We weren't gonna show our faces here again. So.
I'm not dealing with that. My internal can't take it.
We don't need to be the real villains of the story here.
Y'all find a little watering hole around noon. You can rest up a little bit and continue on. So in the afternoon, somebody roll me D100.
Do
No.
it.
I did mine.
That is 54.
In the afternoon, y'all can make steady good progress, and keeping your map handy. Basically, y'all will be able to find a spot to make camp. If you look on your map, kind of where that portion of the trees kind of juts out a little bit to the east of Ixalon, that's kind of where y'all can camp out for the night. Somewhere
Still
in that
running
vicinity.
As he should be.
Alright, so overnight, I will need watch order. I will need y'all to watch order at the very least, and then we'll see what else.
Phil, take first watch.
Tal'gor will also take with Phil first. And it can probably be Zhonya and Zarina and Gorum.
Oh, I could stay up with everybody.
I mean, not
first.
Gorum, Grog.
You know, let Grog stay up with me. Let me visit with him. Teach him a few things.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, here's the deal. I don't think Tal'gor should be on watch because he can't really communicate if anything's happening.
You can squawk.
That I can communicate with him, so.
Okay, so I've got Phil and Grog first, then what?
Tal'gor, Zarina, and Zhonya.
Tal, Z, and Z, got it?
And then
And then,
the Dawn crew.
alright,
And the Don crew.
that works for me. Okay, so, first watch, is Phil and Grog. You acted like you wanted roleplay things. I'm ready. Let's go.
I'm going to go ahead and roll a perception check
Go ahead.
at the beginning. Oh,
Just
15.
Okay. Even whilst you're discussing whatever it is you're discussing with Grog, you're keeping an eye out, and nothing's getting past you. You see a few herds moving in the distance, kind of things. But y'all found a pretty good spot to make camp.
Listen, Grog, definitely don't piss off the professor.
I don't want to get burned.
No. However, I do need you to ask her something tomorrow. But you cannot tell her it came from me.
Is she gonna get mad?
No.
That's a good question.
I want you to ask her, what was her favorite class to teach? That way you can get on her good side.
What's teach?
Instruct, inform, let you learn from someone else.
She had apprentices.
Many.
Wow.
So ask her what was her favorite class to teach tomorrow.
I can do that.
Just trying to help you out. You're new here.
Do you have any buttons? You
No.
got buttons on your coat.
No, actually, these are snaps.
Buttons that snap?
You take this, and he just pulls out a little chisel with a file on the edge of it. This will go through your hand if you take my button. Alright?
They snap. How do they snap?
Oh, like this. And Phil just pops all of them. The other reason I don't want you to is then my chest will be out. And like everybody kind of shits on me, but I'm actually been working out and trying to better myself. And I don't want everybody to see I'm a little conscious still. Anyway, look. See there's a little divot here? And there's a little nipple here. Not over here on the button.
I see.
Then it goes.
Grog starts scrambling around looking for rocks.
Alright, just button this back up so I don't look like Malcolm.
Grog spends the next few hours not really paying attention, but that's fine, you're paying attention. Carving snap buttons out of pebbles with his claws.
That's fucking adorable.
Oh, he did not get anything, any armor or anything from the Empress. There was nothing provided that way.
Bitch. He's the bad guy for them. He's a little bad guy, but he's the bad guy.
No, he's not. He's our adorable companion,
That
and
y'all
now
say that
an
until-
honorary planeswalker.
That
Okay.
you all say that until then, whenever then we're just surrounded by pirates.
And this all of a
Alright.
sudden Grog comes up and stabs Arten right in the butt cheek.
Alright, second watch is
Okay.
Tal, Z, and Z.
Okay, Zorina, Zhonya, Tal'gor. Okay. See, Zorina got an 11, so that's nothing. Zhonya had got a 21, and Tal'gor, he got, what is his, +4.
Oh, this is so right on camera.
She got a +4, so he had got a 23.
Okay, y'all are keeping a good watch. Oh my god. Roll, please, thank you. And the middle of the night passes without too many issues. Every so often you hear a creature bellowing in the distance. I appreciate the sound effects. This is wonderful. We'll just play the Jurassic Park soundtrack here. I mean, we'll get pinged for it, but it might be worth it. Yeah. So nothing really happens. Nothing comes up on the campsite. Nothing flies overhead to swoop and dive. Everything's pretty chill. Not chill. It's a hot, humid plains night.
I mean, I am regulating my body temperature, so it's fine.
And then switch out for Arten and Ettin. Toward the dawn.
Alex, Jack,
Hold on. Should someone already have the brain cell?
He should have the brain cell.
Who has the brain cell?
I rolled a 1 earlier.
Who rolled a 1? Why'd you roll a 1? You didn't tell me you rolled a 1.
He did say he rolled a 1.
He
That's
did.
why I got dismounted.
I missed that. There were too many things in
Yeah,
my
total
brain.
of
It's a lot.
animal handling was like a total of like what
4.
4.
However,
Whee!
would you?
I just rolled a 1 for
Pass it on.
this.
Whee! Alright, Erebos, my boy, what you got? Erebos is paying attention on your behalf.
Yeah. I'm the Grog of this watch. Excuse me, like carve a button out of a rock.
You actually, no, you just find some half-carved buttons and get distracted.
It's like, Erebos,
no.
these rocks
Gro-
fit together.
Grog didn't leave his snap button rocks.
Okay.
He took them to bed with him, man.
How do these rocks fit together?
Are we gonna just like? Okay, I gotta ask. Are we just all gonna randomly find Grog in somebody's tent because he just goes and gets comfortable wherever?
I feel like he made a nest out of
But-
leaves and grass.
I
And
feel
button
like
rocks.
I feel like one day we're gonna have to take all the buttons and then make a giant coat of buttons for him.
Button mail.
Just button mail.
That,
And he would enjoy it. He would appreciate it.
He would very much enjoy it. He would be rolling
Disadvantage
like triple,
on
triple
stealth.
disadvantage on
swish,
stealth.
swish,
like-
swish, swish, clickety clackety,
But,
clickety clackety.
but no one cares. No one cares. He's so adorable. Look at him. Look at him in his mini colored button.
We need to keep him around long enough so we can make him take levels in Battle Rage or Barbarian. And it's just buttons.
Clatter, 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 clatter.
you just get pelted to death with a button.
Yeah.
You know, but other folks in here have gotten hair or like skin caught in a pinching butt, like a snap button.
Oh! Oh! Ow.
That's how he takes out an enemy. All of a sudden, we just we just throw him at Finos. Everything's caught. Stop! I gotta get
Grog becomes Velcro.
He just starts shaking.
Grog's the true hero of the whole story. This is really the story of Grog.
Wow.
We're all just side characters.
In any case, on Arten and Erebos' watch, it's being as y'all are on the east side of the continent. The sun breaks a little earlier over the ocean to the east, and it definitely makes for a quite the picturesque early morning view, and the herds of dinosaurs on the plains and coast between here and the ocean are also waking, and the ambient noises of the forest at your backs are growing in intensity. The birds are starting to caw, and it's just a very, very pleasant wilderness morning. Y'all can get started on your next day.
Right?
Yeah.
That was a
start
full
on the
rest.
next day.
Indeed. Alrighty. Everybody mounts up and y'all head on your way. So somebody else next in line, roll me a
That would be
D100.
me. 91.
Cool. The morning passes uneventfully. Y'all figured out the easiest clip for your burrow beast to maintain for long periods of time. It's kind of a trot. Not very comfortable to ride, but easy enough to cover the miles. And the farther you get from Pachatupa, and the more spread out the various herds of herbivores on the plains become. You go almost an hour and a half between seeing them at this point. So it's easy to kind of adjust course and avoid getting into any sticky situations. Y'all stop for the noon hour and continue on your way again in the afternoon, finally turning, kind of starting to round the southeast corner of this forest, getting to that point at least. So roll me for the afternoon.
It's my turn. Come on, low roll. It's a 59. Technically high.
Alright,
10 away, though.
you all turn and off in the distance, as this river starts to make its appearance and the land is starting to kind of slope into this river valley. You can see where the land kind of hooks out and forces a great bend in the river, and you see the kind of constructed hillscape of Otepec rising across the river. There are a few more seem to be tended herds of dinosaurs kind of in that bend of the river. You see a few more of the large duck-billed varieties kind of grazing in the marsh along the riverbank. And it's starting to get toward evening. Basically, y'all are at that like halfway point across the river from Otepec. Y'all can choose to approach the river or head more toward the cover of the forest for your campsite tonight, but you will need to make a choice.
I'm not sure which one would be better.
I am not a nature person. I thought y'all were the experts.
Well, see, good at nature, but not here. The closer we are to the river, the closer we are to the river folk. They don't really tend to be kind to those who ride on dinosaurs and disrespect the lands by setting on fire. And
Do me a favor, roll like a retroactive insight.
retroactive insight. That's, you said insight. 12.
Okay. Being as Otepec is obviously a Sun Empire city, and you've been told that the River Heralds, that the River Folk are protectors of the wilds, it doesn't seem like the River Folk would kind of be in this immediate vicinity near Otepec. Like, they would probably be keeping their distance from Otepec.
Okay.
Does the closer to the water we get, do there seem to be more insects?
Yes.
What'd you think of?
It's probably an hour's like walk / ride between the bank of the river and the
Phil's just
edge
like
of the forest.
smacks a mosquito.
Phil smacks a mosquito with his hand. I swat a mosquito with my tail. I'm like, yeah.
I'm thinking maybe closer to the water might not be good because it seems there's more of these the closer we get.
I'll let you in on a little bit of secret. They fly. And so they can follow us.
Alright, well the water is just lower numbers. Unless the woods are a terrible idea. I mean, we could just put up a net or something, right?
I mean that I did not study that spell.
Hold on a second.
That'll be
I
helpful.
think I remember something. Net.
It seems to kind of, the little mosquitoes that have been hovering by your ears kind of
Okay.
Alright, so
Well, that works, and it's pleasant. Why couldn't you have used this instead of the cinnamon all the time? It's nice.
cinnamon smells nice, but then I did it to piss you off because you got bitchy about it.
Everywhere.
3 times.
3 significant times, and you knew what you were doing.
I was well aware, but you were whining.
Are we gonna set up camp? I'm hungry.
Yes. We'll set up camp here by the river. Nearer to the river than the forest.
So I take it same watch order.
Yes. Same watch order. And then in the morning, we'll travel into Otepec.
The hadrosaurs that were grazing on the Otepec side of the river, as the sun goes down and y'all are setting up camp and getting things situated, some of them it seems like they break off in small family groups. Nice. A few of the like family group herds cross to y'all's side of the river. They don't get close enough to pose a hazard to your camp, but it's obviously kind of have their own like territories kind of staked out on opposite sides of the river sometimes. That is to be aware of. And so first is Phil and Grog.
Just no.
I didn't do much better, but I did better. I got a 9.
Okay.
Phil is just mint.
Grog is working on some fresh pebbles from the riverbank. Kind of mutters every so often about he's doing better thing. Chisels. Just getting a little frustrated because apparently they're not snapping exactly right. He doesn't pay very much attention either. But I will say that kind of toward the end of y'all's watch, your burrow beasts, which have up until now been grazing and kind of snuffling and rooting around quite contentedly last night and tonight. Toward the end of your watch, they seem to get a little restless. Every so often, one of them picks its head up, and then we'll go back to grazing. There's nothing you can really see or hear that might be causing their upset, but it is to be noticed.
1 second watch, Phil.
Yes.
I didn't see anything. Grog is still trying to figure out snaps, and the dinos saw something.
Oh, Grog totally forgot to ask the question to Zhonya through today.
Damn it.
Maybe tomorrow.
But
Okay, that's
just
noted.
that Bo saw something.
All right.
Alright.
Let's see here.
Triplicate perception.
Yep, and then that Zorina has true sight of 60 feet, so let's see.
She does.
Alright, so, well, Tal'gor don't see Jack Poop, he got a 7. Okay, Zorina had got a natural 20, so that is going to be a 22. And Zhonya, she had got a dirty 20.
Okay. Since Phil pointed it out to you, you and especially Zorina are focusing on the burrow beasts and also keeping your head on a swivel and trying to pay attention to the other herds that are along your side of the river. The closest herd of hadrosaurs is probably about 120 feet away from your campsite. And about an hour or so after you take over the watch, both your pack of burrow beasts and the closest group of hadrosaurs all seem to get really restless. They pace a little bit. The larger adult hadrosaurs kind of keep the start stepping over the young and keeping them between their feet. But none of the movement appears to be localized to any one location. And after about 5-6 minutes, whatever caused them to get startled apparently goes away, and they all kind of start settling down again. Definitely seems like some things are not.
Alright, as that go into the last hunt, gonna be like, Arten, you may want to keep an eye out because that the burrow beasts that they were basically scared, and then that all of the yonder dinosaurs over there, and that they were basically hurtling up against their young, up in like a protective stance. Something is that that something's out there.
Something's hunting. Have you seen anything?
No, just be on the lookout for it.
Okay. Have you been looking up?
Yes, we had looked all around. We didn't see anything.
Okay.
Alright. So Arten and Erebos. Watchy.
Do something good for me. Yes, that's right. We're on perception. 17.
The first couple hours go by without any issues. Dawn breaks early as it did yesterday. And as the sun just barely starts to come up and everything kind of turns that misty gray color, the pack of hadrosaurs that had been bedded down the closest to you guys, again, it's about 120 feet away, they all start stirring, but this seems to be like the normal, getting around and moving, early morning stuff. You do see one of the younger juvenile hadrosaurs kind of starts bouncing through the grass and kind of running around away from the riverbank a little bit, and, while the adults and other individuals are kind of heading back into the water. This one is playing in the grass on land. And after 30-40 seconds of it kind of running around and bleating, not bleeding.
It was attacked in silence.
No, bleating, like noises. It gives a rather raucous squawk, and you see it, visibly it disappears below the surface of the grass.
How tall is the grass over there?
It's about, waist high on you guys. It's this tall grass.
Okay.
But it disappears with a squawk, and the grass starts thrashing. Again, this is that gray half light. You don't see anything really in its place, and the adult hadrosaurs have heads underwater, and they're not paying attention at the moment. Grazing, because that's what they do.
Make sure that Mabusi, Erebos, did you see that?
Starts stringing.
Yeah. It's 120 feet away.
About 140 because the
140 feet away.
Yeah.
Other things for them to eat in between us and there. We're just gonna watch from afar.
Yep.
Something's in the grass.
Roll me perception with advantage. It is at distance, but you know where you're looking.
22.
Not more than a minute after you're, on high alert and watching, this kind of, the grass starts swaying, and it looks like it's You don't ever see the little hadrosaur resurface above the grass. But the grass itself starts kind of making a trail leading toward the trees.
It's in the trees. I knew he's called it. Oh, forest is bad.
The sun is coming up. Y'all can
Yay,
go ahead and get a move on.
Alright, wake up.
Alright. So
You
anything?
will not believe. Actually, you'll 100% believe this because it's exactly what you thought. That there was something hunting in the tall grass over by the duck-bill thingies.
Yes.
Not a
I
paleontologist.
know.
I'm just trying to. It snagged one of the younglings, and it was gone, dragged into the tall grass, and then later on, a path led from the site of the attack right to the trees. So something's in the trees,
Mm-hmm.
and it hunts in the tall grass. And I would assume that it is both an ambush style attack and most likely a pack. Reason being, although it was a youngling, it went down quickly but with only one yelp. There was no fight. And so you either need to be taller than that grass or have many things. That's what I would assume. But I can't tell.
That's fascinating and interesting.
If y'all aren't crossing the river here, your path will lead you past the site of the
So
answer.
we have a decision. Here's the thing. I pull out the map before we get all going. And my map just turned. And I hate your phone. I hate your phone. Alright, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're here.
Right.
We're trying to go there, and then there. And so we're going to have to go through the river once. If we go here. If we go this way, we'll have to cross the river twice. But we will get to avoid whatever's in those trees. Also,
Why
if
do we have to cross the river twice?
there's a river here, then a river there.
But
We're right there.
Oh, okay.
It splits and meanders
Yeah.
a bit.
But also, if we cross here and then cross there, we're crossing shorter paths of the river.
Works for me.
So 2 short rivers, no tree goblins.
I
Or,
resemble that comment.
sorry, tree beast. Or
Danger turkeys.
danger turkeys and 1 big cross.
Which way's faster?
Equal distance.
Safer route?
I mean,
No danger turkeys?
Look, I'll do either one.
No danger turkeys is what I'm hearing.
no danger.
We don't want to lose the smallest of us. Looks over at our newfound friend.
Thank you.
Is he just sitting there drinking the wine like he busted the cask open without telling us?
Water.
Let's see.
Oh, he's
That-
just drinking straight river. He gonna get the diarrhea.
It doesn't have, it's moving water, it doesn't have worms. This,
You don't.
It's got hadrosaurs feeding in it. Like, you
Same
don't know.
time, there's a city upstream from us too.
Oh, that's the big tail right there.
Yeah.
This has all the worms.
She is going to like
Just
take.
My bad.
You're just sitting there. The water's not bad. The water's
Zhonya
not
is going
bad.
to
Phil, a
take
turd just
one of
floats
the
by.
buttons
Why is it
off
so
of her
brown here?
cuff links, in a
There's
sense.
a lot of little
Just kind of like
logs.
just take it off and be like, here you go, Grog.
Oh,
Is
I
it-
was supposed to ask you a question.
A question? You had a question?
Yeah.
What's your favorite class to instruct?
My favorite class to instruct. Let's see. It was
Because you had apprentices. That's
yes.
funny.
I had students. Yes. It was theory, and
What a funny thing.
no. The theory is based on the scientific method.
What's that?
Cooking?
It is basically where you use science to solve a problem.
What's science?
Yeah.
Well, magical science in a sense.
What is magical science?
Sounds good.
Like
That's amazing.
that, she just basically like that. You see that button? Throw it up. Throw it
I
up.
can't
Trust me.
vomit a butt.
I said throw it up.
Toss it in the air.
Am I gonna get it back?
You will get it back. And then as she just snaps her finger and then it just stays in place. That is called time magic. That is up in its own little pocket dimension. And hold out your hand so you can catch it. It drops back into your hand.
Magic butt.
It's
No. Magic lady.
Know that although
Kilo
that
for
you
sure.
know,
Magic butt.
although that if that you give me a little bit more time, I could do something similar to that with sizes of buttons. Just can't remember what it is yet.
Magic butt. Magic butt. Alright, so
Where's the magic button?
if you're not crossing the river here, y'all are going to be basically going directly.
We are crossing over here.
We're avoiding the danger turkeys.
I will draw your attention to the forest between Pekatli and Otepec on the other side of the river
Okay.
that comes right up alongside the river's edge.
Oh,
My understanding was y'all wanted to avoid the danger turkeys by crossing two short lengths of the river rather than one large
yeah.
length of river, which means y'all are staying on this side of the river until you're a little northeast of Pekatli. Am I wrong?
No, hold on. Looking at the
No.
map.
We. Stop.
Thank you.
All right. We were on this
Alright,
bottom
alright.
section.
You guys are here.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
We're closer to
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
closer than we
Otepec
thought.
than I thought.
And so you're talking about either crossing the river like here or like here, and then you'd have this stretch of forest to have to go through to get to Pekatli, or staying on this side of the river and going up here and crossing here. And
Okay,
here.
we thought we were further back towards the coast.
Yeah, we thought we were still in the sandy area.
Nope, sorry.
It's okay.
Here-ish.
Okay, so we'll just cross to Otepec.
And go through this stretch of forest here?
That means we only got to cross the river once doing that, right?
That is correct. But you have this stretch of river here, stretch of forest here that you cannot avoid because it comes all the way to the river. Or you can stay on the north side of the river here and avoid forest.
But we got that little
But have
small
two
island.
crosses.
and
Okay,
then-
we're gonna rehab this conversation real quick because we were closer. We were in the sand.
Sorry.
We were in the sandy area, thinking we're gonna go
Yeah.
south and.
Bigger picture.
That's fair.
Alright. So we are here.
Yep. Do we just want to cross straight down? Did we want to go to Otepec or no?
I don't think we have a need to.
Yeah, because we can see what this Petakali does.
We're going to Petakali not because we're going to Petakali,
Right.
but because we're following the river
Right.
to not have to go across the mountains, and we can go down that way. So I would say, because we know the trees have danger turkeys, and if there's danger turkeys in these trees, they're probably in those as well. We stay closer to the river, but on the north side, and then cross when it branches there. So we cross to an island and then cross again, instead of crossing here and having to ford through
Okay.
a wilderness.
Yes, but
Easier to transport through.
we do have to deal with the river spirits, though.
Did you sleep all right, Professor?
Yes, I did.
I'm trying to get this to a good stop point. That's what I'm
Okay.
trying
Yeah,
to
we're gonna do the double cross.
Yeah,
we're
okay.
gonna stay on the north point.
Alright, cool. So, you'll be passing the site of the ambush of the little hadrosaur. So, when you get to that point, you do see only a very little blood kind of on the dirt and the grass, where the grass was kind of smashed down. You do see a couple of different trails through the grass, and roll me survival.
Okay. I'm gonna do it again, y'all.
50.
Not this time. Oh crap! I just put a Tal'gor sheet.
I do get excited because I saw it multiple paths away, and I was like, knew it was an ambush. Multiple creatures, ambush, small in stature.
Okay. Anything? All right.
Tal'gor 7.
Okay.
That the highest on my end is a 13.
All right. So Arten, being as you're examining this the most closely, you even get down from your burrow beast to take a closer look. You do see a few footprints that are obviously not the hadrosaurs. They look like wolf prints.
Oh shit.
What?
This isn't a dinosaur.
Okay.
It's closer to a wolf. Or
Didn't that the Emperor say something was similar to like a wolf?
yeah, the chupacabra demon thing.
Ah.
Oh.
Oh yeah, those aren't fun.
I'm gonna hop back on the mountain. Let's go! We're not hanging out to see it again. We know that they're night dwellers, and we know we don't want to be by a forest when it comes back.
We will wrap that there with y'all on your way to your ford, your river crossing. We'll come back, we'll roll for possibly an encounter, maybe not, but we're going to wrap it there. So now y'all have some information. Alright, thank y'all for watching. You had an announcement?
Yes, we do have an announcement.
Spence has the announcement.
So that we do have a winner for our 100 follower giveaway, and then that you know that winner will be Crystal Phone 13. Congratulations! That you have basically won that the swag giveaway of that the dice, the mouse pad, the mouse bag.
Ooh,
I mean dice
fancy.
bag, not mouse bag. The coffee cups, and then that we will be reaching out to you to get your contact information to have that shipped to you.
Excellent.
And then that other social medias that you can find me anywhere at Ninja Spence 21 on Twitch, Twitter, wherever.
Congrats, Crystal Phone. You earned it by existing.
Congrats, Crystal Phone. You earned it by following us.
And also existing.
And also existing. Your existence is valid.
Yes, and thank you for your humble support.
Alright, this video will stay up for about 6 months here on Twitch, give or take, and it will be on YouTube probably within mid next month, because we still have a lead on all the Tears of Kairos till like mid-July. So you can find us on YouTube at Team Bonus Action, Twitch, and Linktree, and Facebook at Team Bonus Action. Then on Twitter we are at bonus_team.
Yeah!
2 in a row, yay.
So that is our Twitter handle. So that if you see the Hydra,
It's
It's us.
But we will have next Monday possibly the last game of this season of Holy Winds, and we'll be back for Tears of Kairos next Thursday, and we might have some stuff in the works in the future.
Yeah.
So we'll let you know then.
Maybe a third installment of Into the Woods. Maybe a fourth installment of Into the Woods.
We'll definitely have a third installment starting in July, but we got
Oh, he is going to do it.
Bosch has got to finalize some stuff. But the big question about when to start is, I don't know when I'm going to Indiana.
Fair.
So, but since Knox is not here,
Don't
let your meat
loaves.
Good night, everybody.
It's your brain.